Well, la-di-dee, la-di-da. There you go again. That's the way he wants it. That's the way he gets it. BRIJE Construction in Rolling Hills. Buyer beware. They got about 10 homes for sale in Rolling Hills, Florida. BRIJE. Open houses, new construction. Don't buy them. Stay away from Eric von der Schleben and Wendy. Stay away from them two. And stay away from EXP Alliance Group Orlando. Stay away from them jokers. I don't think there's one realtor at BRIJE. Excuse me. I don't think there's one realtor at EXP Alliance Group Orlando that was born in the United States and their first language is English. Most of them, if not all of them, speak broken English. You can barely understand them over the phone. I got screwed by EXP Alliance Group Orlando, and I got screwed by BRIJE Construction Realty in Rolling Hills, Florida. Screw those people. I'm a disabled veteran. I guarantee you, folks, I lost close to 15K. If you include my sweat equity, priceless. I'm telling you, BRIJE, Eric von der Schleben, you can come over here right now and hand me $15,000, and that would be a conservative payback. Honestly, conservative payback. And EXP Alliance Group, the realtor, you could conservatively give back your $5,000 commission, and I would have 20K back, and that would almost cover the costs of all my losses. Just about right there. And when I resell the house, if I don't get that 20K from you guys, I got to make it up in a sale, but I'm not going to be able to. You guys screwed me. You sold me a lemon, and you don't care. And EXP Alliance Group, as of today, several of those realtors out at 401 Roslyn Avenue in Orlando, they're roaming around my neighborhood in Rolling Hills making videos of BRIJE construction new homes, and they're posting them on YouTube. EXP has figured out a way to reach potential buyers, and that way is on YouTube. So all you buyers out there, beware of EXP Alliance Group. They're targeting you. They're not going to do full disclosure like RE/MAX and Berkshire Hathaway. Go to Berkshire Hathaway. Go look at the houses that they're showing in Marion Oaks. They give you the address. They give you the builder, everything. Unlike the EXP Alliance Group Orlando realtors that are roaming around Marion Oaks, Ocala, Florida. They won't give you any information. None. You know why? Because they tread on thin ice. Call me. I'll give you the details. If they're a realtor and they make a video of a property and they post it on YouTube, they are obligated by law to post the address. They're supposed to tell you, go to Google and punch in Marion Oaks, new construction. You'll find it there on Zillow. But they don't want that. Stay away from EXP Alliance Group realtors on YouTube. They're all scammers. And my realtor is still under investigation with the state of Florida. They're not getting away with it. They screwed over a disabled veteran. They caused me a lot of problems, believe me. Believe me, a lot of problems. BRIJE, construction, new construction homes in Rolling Hills, Florida, and EXP Alliance Group, Orlando, Florida. It cost me a lot of money and a lot of problems. Oh yeah, a lot of problems. So stay away from them. Yeah, My my whole theme of my program tonight is about real estate. So if you're not into buying homes and selling homes, if you're not a potential buyer looking for a home in Florida, then I guess you don't really understand what's going on. But if you're going to buy a home in Ocala, especially in Marion Oaks, and especially in Rolling Hills, you want to stay away from BRIJE construction, and you want to stay clear from EXP Realty. Okay? Don't use EXP Realtors, and don't work with BRIJE builders. Simple as that. Don't buy a home. If you look up Rolling Hills, Florida, new construction homes for sale, half of them are from BRIJE construction. You don't want to buy them. And I have the exact same model that they're selling for they're selling the exact same home that I have for $350. And I'm telling you right now, I'll be grateful if I get $330 for mine. I'm going to sell my home with appliances and a lot of extras for $330, while they're selling the newer model that's a year newer for $350 with no appliances. So I hope I can sell mine. The inspectors in Marion Oaks and in Rolling Hills in Marion County, forget about them. You go to buy a home, you better get 3 independent inspectors. And you ought to if you find a good inspector, hire that inspector on the side and go through the house with that inspector to find out if there's anything wrong with it. Usually a new house, new construction has many, many problems. And it could be $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 later before you know it, because the wrong inspector didn't find anything that was working with the realtor and the seller, who happens to be the builder. That's what happened to me. My realtor from EXP Alliance Group, that realtor picked their friend, and they all worked together against me. My realtor called the inspector at the last second. The inspector is driving from Orlando area up to Rolling Hills, Florida, which is a 90-mile drive, posting on Instagram that he's on his way to do a last-minute inspection of my house, and he just signed off and left. Physically showed up and left. Didn't find anything wrong with it. Didn't want to. The builder, seller, realtor, and inspector were all working against a disabled veteran and taking advantage of me because I had money, plenty of down payment money, and I had a guaranteed home loan. And instead of paying me back when I had warranty issues, they called the police, and the police came over and said, "You're going to have to go hire a lawyer. They don't want you harassing them anymore. They don't want you bothering them anymore." And even the police were on my side. Shout out to Marion County Sheriff's Department. Shout out to Dunellen Police Department. I absolutely respect state attorney's offices in Marion County and in Orange County, Florida, and in Monroe County. I respect you guys tremendously, and all the sheriff's departments, police departments throughout the country. I'm all about Blue Lives Matter. I'm a United States Air Force veteran. I grew up in Albany, New York. I had friends and relatives that were in the fire department and the police department, okay? Indirectly and directly, all over the place. I ever got chased by a couple of kids in Albany, New York. I used to run to any fire department. I knew somebody there. I used to walk around Albany, New York as a kid. I knew all the firemen in all the fire departments. They would always give me a soda or something. You know, they felt sorry for me. You know, I was always amazed by them, their trucks and their job. I thought they were rock stars growing up in the late 60s, early 70s. I thought fire department and policemen were like rock stars to me. Besides the rock stars in Hollywood, they were big time. And politicians. Yeah, those are the people I looked up to. Firemen, police officers, politicians, rock stars, actors, besides family members, of course. I'm just talking in the outside world, besides your immediate family, of course. We're talking, you know. I'm going to tell you guys, don't drink and drive. Anybody that likes to go out and party, it's just not worth it anymore. There's too much traffic everywhere. Nothing good happens after 9:30 at night in Florida. If you're out past 9:30, 10 o'clock at night driving, chances are you're going to get pulled over. If you like to drink and drive and get wasted and party, do it during the daytime. Don't drive. Make sure you're sitting home by sundown and party there. It's not worth it. You think you're missing out on something by not going to that happy hour or that bar or going to see this or that activity at 11th tonight, 12 o'clock. You got to leave. Chances are you had a few drinks, even if you hadn't. Anybody driving after 9:30 at night is subject to getting pulled over in the state of Florida for one reason or another. It doesn't even matter. Those little lights on each side of your license plate, they both have to be operable. So make sure all your lights work. Every light on your car has to work. Even the ones that make that license plate in the back shine on both sides. Don't convince yourself it's not a big deal. You get pulled over for that. If one of the two bulbs shining at your license plate is out, you're going to get pulled over. That's messed up. For a tiny bulb, you can get pulled over at night. For kind of just being too nervous and driving a little bit too nervous because you notice there's a police officer behind you. And you're trying to do 1 mile an hour under the speed limit. Oh my goodness. Anytime a police officer's following you, daytime or nighttime, or anytime you think you might get pulled over by the police, you're better off just acting like you don't see them and casually using your blinker and go left or right and pulling over in the center lane where it branches off and goes into the other side of the highway into a gas station, or casually pull up to the next light, wait for it to change and kind of slide over to the right and get over and pull over to that gas station or get off that road. Act like you don't even notice them and you're going to the hardware store, you know, because the police are watching you 24/7. So best not to drink and drive. And anytime you're in Florida and you don't feel comfortable with the police around you, just pull over somewhere safely and get back on the road. You know, even if you're not doing anything wrong. I do it all the time. The police are always looking at me, even when I'm not doing anything wrong. So I just act like they're not there, and I just kind of like slide over and get off the road and get back on about 30 seconds later. Move on. But don't drink and drive, folks. And be careful when you're in Florida at night. There's just too much traffic. A lot of undocumented drivers out there, uninsured, driving around in stolen vehicles. A lot of undocumented workers driving company trucks. A lot of old people that have dementia and Alzheimer's behind the wheel. A lot of old people suffering from all kinds of medical ailments behind the wheel. And they're on multiple prescribed medications. So you got to be careful in Florida. And then you got your crazy young people running around in circles, especially the alpha males riding around just getting crazy and putting on extra loud exhaust pipes and just driving around in circles trying to be cool and make noise and weaving in and out of traffic. Then you got your drug addicts out there. So you got about 6 or 7 different demographic stereotypes out there behind the wheel. And believe me, you can stereotype and label these people and profile these people. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to use skin color. We're talking about mental illness. We're talking about drug use. We're talking about drinking and driving. We're talking about mentally impaired, physically impaired. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about old age. We're talking about young people that aren't in the right frame of mind, and just crazy people that are infatuated with driving fast and making noise. Race doesn't matter. Religion doesn't matter. A-holes come in all shapes and sizes and different colors and religions from all over the planet. Did you hear what I said? I gotta say it politely. A-holes come in all different shapes and sizes and colors from all over the world. That's about right. Yeah, I'm not going out tonight. I don't feel like getting pulled over by the police. Not at all. Even if I wasn't drinking. The only time I drive at night is if I got to go somewhere on a trip. Man, if I went out tonight, it would go into the next day. I could party all night and into the next day. It's no problem. I've never had a problem with that. I don't sleep very well, and I don't need much sleep. I'm like a wild wolf, a wild animal. You know, I sleep standing up. I'm always on alert, you know what I'm saying? Sleep with one eye open. You know, I will work at night. If I'm in a movie, I've just give you an example. I've been a background extra in a couple of movies, especially movies, Netflix. Sometimes we don't start work until 6 o'clock at night, and we shoot till 6 a.m. Sometimes we start at 5 a.m. We don't get done till 3 a.m. It's just the way it is. When you're on set shooting a movie, and those directors and producers, they're trying to get things done. And logistically, it just happens. I've been on set. This is no joke. I was a background extra. I was a background extra. I'm not lying. I was a background extra. I'm not going to give any names, but it was an ambulance scene. There was ambulances there. There was police, fire. There were lights shining. There was all kinds of people there, and I was right up front with all the cameras and lights. Like, you saw me for sure when they were loading up the person that was hurt in the ambulance. And I'm telling you, folks, I was literally falling asleep with my I was literally having a hard time keeping my eyes open and looking concerned and acting while I was falling asleep at the same time. It was just so exhausting. It was like 15 hours later. It was like the end of the night, and they were loading this guy up in an ambulance, and they had to shoot it several times, where the ambulance shows up, and they show the guy getting loaded up, rolled in. They shot that about 4 or 5 times, and I'm standing right there, and I can't leave, and I got to smile and act and keep my eyes open and look alert and be somber and do these things at the same time. It was difficult, and I'm falling asleep at the same time. It was crazy, and sometimes I'm shaking my head trying to stay awake, but I'm shaking my head and using it as a prop to uh, I use it as an ad lib, bewildered look, but at the same time, I'm falling asleep. And I'm hoping that this is the last time they're going to load this guy up in the ambulance and get this scene done. It's funny. And then I had to drive 2 hours to get home. I was falling asleep going home. It was a long day, like 17 hours. But yeah, let's go out and party tonight, right? Nah, I got other things on my mind. I'm thinking 5 months down the road, where I want to, what I want to do and where I want to be. So I gotta try to hopefully get there. I'm hoping it happens in 3 or 4 months, but it's gonna take a lot of luck. It's gonna take a lot of luck. I guess that's what they call it. The roll of the dice, the risk. I gotta see if this thing works. I'm not sure if it does. Let's see what we got here. Hey, all right. Hey, I can make it. I can tell you right now what's going on. Everything's okay. That's right. When's it gonna end? Where are my friends? War in Ukraine, all insane. Yeah, there's war in Ukraine, and it's all insane. There's war in Ukraine, and it's all insane. Military industrial complex insane. War in Ukraine. War in Ukraine. War in Ukraine. It's all insane. Oh, bombs are dropping. Military industrial complex make a lot of money. Money, money, money. Russian collusion, Biden's war. War sucks. War sucks. War sucks. War sucks. It's all insane. War is insane. We need wars. Why do we need wars? I hate wars. Can't you tell? I've been dealing with wars my whole life. Damn. It's the only thing that keeps the country rolling, though. Sucks. War keeps the economy rolling, I guess. Oil, pharma, military-industrial complex. Yeah. Pam Shriver, Kennedy. Man, the Shrivers go back to the Revolutionary days. And look at the Kennedy family. Then you got Arnold Schwarzenegger. Gavin Newsom, Obama, Biden, Clintons. They ain't got thin skin, boy. They don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like it. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. You know, if you see two people getting ready to fight, right? They're getting up in each other's face and there's a crowd standing around and nobody's doing nothing about nothing. Just start singing that song as loud as you can. You want to break up a fight in the middle of a crowd? Everybody's going to turn around and look at you. Even the two guys that are fighting or whoever it is. All we are saying is give peace a chance. And everybody's going to look over at you. Who is this crazy guy over there? Right? And they're all going to start laughing. And they're going to forget about fighting. I'm telling you, it works. Yeah. So you guys remember that. John Lennon. Anytime two people are getting to get it on, somebody, you ain't big enough or strong enough to stop it. All you got to do is start singing. All we are saying is give peace a chance. It works, but you got to do it loud. And get your friend to join in. Elbow your friend. Man, we got to fix this real quick. They're going to start fighting. Somebody's going to fall off the ledge. Yeah. Innocent people can get hurt in a fight. Just remember that. So start singing, folks. All we are saying is give peace a chance. I don't have all the answers, but that song does. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this, man. The Ukraine war is the obvious. The Afghan war is the obvious. The Iraq war is the obvious. That's $3 trillion right there. We're still in Iraq, the green zone. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, we're all over the world. China Sea, Philippines. And anytime we want, I guarantee it, when Ukraine doesn't become popular anymore, guess where the next shift's going to be? Down the South China Sea in the Philippines. Even though nothing's changed, the media, CNN, the boats, the ships, it'll all be there. A U.S. destroyer came within inches of a Chinese vessel. A Chinese vessel launched a round of fire at a U.S. ship. It'll all be there. It'll all sensationalized. And then all the focus will be on the South China Sea and China and Taiwan. And then you'll be going, what's going on in Ukraine right now? What's going on with all that? Oh, it's just business as usual, right? Afghanistan, business as usual. Iraq, Turkey, business as usual. Got a lot of things going on there, but it's no longer in the news. We've got our investments rolling, right? We've got our military-industrial complex investments in place in Iraq, in the Green Zone, in Saudi Arabia, in Turkey, in the United Arab Emirates, in Kuwait, and elsewhere in the Middle East, all around. All in the name of the Persian Gulf War. Weapons of mass destruction. We got our blueprint there. We got our military-industrial complex footprint there. We got our military-industrial complex in NATO. And it's not a big deal. Can't stop. Where's the money gone? Trillions of dollars are being poured into NATO, Afghanistan, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Ukraine, Poland, Philippines, South China Sea, Taiwan, Somalia, Africa, all over Africa, especially in Somalia and Ethiopia, all of the Cape Horn area, everywhere. The military-industrial complex is spending trillions and trillions of taxpayer dollars throughout the world. And the media is selectively using it and reporting on it as needed when it suits their needs to promote their stocks and their investments in the military industrial complex. You'll see. There'll be these, when Kamala Harris gets elected, which is probably going to happen, and I don't care either way, but she's going to probably win. Then, wait till you see what Kamala Harris does. She's going to bring Zelensky and Putin to the table, and maybe the European Union president, the NATO leaders of NATO, they're all going to have this big summit and sign these big peace agreements that look like a Denny's diner menu. And they're going to exchange pens, and Kamala Harris is going to be heralded the first black president and the first black president to bring Putin to his knees, and the collapse of the whatever. And in the meantime, Putin gets to keep Crimea, all these big swaths of land. Zelensky's a billionaire. Poland's fully NATO'd up. Lithuania, Estonia, they're fully NATO'd up now. You know, just the way it is. Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Poland, half of Ukraine, all NATO, all military industrial complex investments going on there. Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, all the former East Bloc nations of the Soviet state during the Cold War are now part of NATO, officially and unofficially, and American bases are being built, air bases everywhere. There's a Kentucky Fried Chicken, fish fillet, they got them all there. Food carts everywhere throughout Europe now. Yeah. You can go to Yugoslavia. You can go to Somalia. You can go to Bulgaria, Romania, Albania, wherever the hell the Americans are in these outposts. You'll see all these food trucks. Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, whole lined up right outside the base or in the base. There'll be all these foreigners from the local economy working there. It's hilarious. That's what General Dynamics gets, man. Whatever General Dynamics needs, General Dynamics gets. You can bet sure you get F-16s at this Air Force base here in Poland or in the outskirts of anywhere you got an air base, you're going to find all the major food companies there with their food trucks. You know, it'll be established. Wherever there's an air base, there'll be a mini mall, so to speak. There'll be an ATM there. You'll be able to buy souvenirs, a clock, if you need an alarm clock, toothpaste, whatever, extra socks. There'll be a little commissary there. There won't be any beer in there though. You got to get that. When you're over in the Middle East, you got to know how to get your alcohol. You got to build a bar. You got to build it and demand they bring in the coolers and beers and do it up. It's called Hamburger Helper. You'd be surprised how good hamburger helper tastes out in the middle of the desert. That shit tastes good. McDonald's tastes great. When you're out in the middle of nowhere, McDonald's tastes great.